Hello, and welcome back to Diecast Graveyard. My name is Paul. We've got a pretty wild build today. We have a Hot Wheels Hot Heap. But not only do we have one, we have three that we're going to do at the same time. This is going to be a real fun build, and it's going to be a restoration. So go ahead and grab your favorite adult beverage and sit back and enjoy as we restore the Hot Wheels Hot Heap. Here we've got the cars. I've already drilled them apart, so let's go ahead and do the autopsy. The bodies are in fairly good shape. Now, some of them there's an awful lot of toning on there, but there's a lot of complex curves to this body, so we're going to do the best we can with it. Now, again, when you go to do these bodies and you go to clean them up, you can get them to a mirror shine if you really want to. But that's not the way they came from the factory either. The bases, they definitely need to be polished up, and these paint jobs need to be redone. There's a lot of flashing material on the back there. I think we're going to go ahead and file that down. Now, I know they came that way from the factory, but you know what? They look like dog do. So we're going to go ahead and fix that up. I've already got my parts in. I've got 3 brand new interiors and 3 brand new windshields, and we're going to replace those and make this car look brand new. So let's go ahead and get started. Here I've got the 3 bodies. I'm going to go ahead and dip these in the embalming fluid, and we're going to put it on the tray and we'll let it set. Now, sometimes I'll let them soak in the embalming fluid, or the citrus strip as it's called. I'll either let them soak inside the container, but recently and mostly I've been going ahead and just dipping the bodies in the citrus strip and letting it sit on a tray. That way there, if I'm doing other things or other work on some other cars, I can look at the tray really quick and say, yep, hey, the paint's all bubbled off. Let's go ahead and get back to these. So it's just a matter of preference. You can let it soak. You can let it sit on a tray. It's up to you. Some people put it on with a brush, which is fine. Some people dip it in like I'm doing here. Some people call it the warm goo phase, and I'll let you figure out who that is. But it's all good. I've let it set for a while. I got my brush and we cleaned it up with soap and water. Now we're going to get my Dremel with the brush on there, and we're going to go and try our best to get away with removing some of this toning on the car. Now again, it's got a lot of complex curves on it and inside the fender wells, etc., etc. So just do the best you can with it. Sometimes you can get in there with some steel wool, sometimes a smaller brush. Now don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that little bell to be alerted to any future videos that come out. Just take your time with it, do the best you can. Now later on, if you have to, you can get in there with some sandpaper and get some of that toning or smooth things out. I'm going to go ahead and speed this section up because you've all seen people use Dremels before. Now's a really good time to have some of that adult beverage or go get yourself a refill. I know that I'm going to have one. Sit back and enjoy. That's looking pretty good. Still going to touch it up with the steel wool, polish it up a little bit more.
Someone is being exhumed.
Let's go ahead and put the screws into the base. I went ahead and I drilled the holes out with a 1/16 inch bit. There it is. 1/16 inch bit. And I'm using 1-72 screws. Now there's 2 different sizes that I normally use. 1/8 inch, what I'm using here for short post, and 3/16 inch for longer post. Now I use these mostly on the red line cars. If I'm doing main lines or something a little bit newer, I'll use the 2-56 screws, and the drill bit I'll use is a 5/64. Now, if I'm using the small screws like this, especially into the engine and the small post and short post, I'll just go ahead and screw those in because they are self-tapping screws because the metal is very soft. But if I've got a longer post and something that I need to make sure that it's going to bite properly, then I'll go ahead and I will tap the hole out with a 1-72 tap set, or the larger ones, the 256 tap set. Now make sure that you keep these two items separately, your 256 and your 1-72. It'll cause you some nightmares. Now we're going to polish these bodies up with some flits. Guys, I absolutely love flits. This is one of my favorite products. Now, there will be a link in the comments section about how to get 20% off of Flit's products. All right? The website will be there, the link will be there, and the code word will be there, which the code word is graveyard. So, use the link in the comments. If you go to any other site, it won't work. So, if you want to get 20% off of any Flit's product, use the link in the comments section and use the code word graveyard when asked when you go to checkout, and you'll get 20% off. What a great deal from the nice folks at Flit's. I use just a little bit here. Now, sometimes I use a little bit too much, but all you're doing is wasting product. You really don't need that much. Now, not only will the Flit's polish up the metal, but it's also very good on plastic too. So if you've got plastic windshields that have got some light scratches in them or a haze, use the Flit's because that will polish it out also. So check it out and let me know what you think. Put something in the comments. Don't be afraid to change out bonnets either. Now, I was buying the little bonnets like at Walmart and stuff like that when I first started, but then I started finding some deals online where you can get like 100 for like $7 or something like that. Now, I can't remember the price exactly off the top of my head. But go ahead, and I have an Amazon Marketplace page, which is also in the comments. Anytime I found a deal, like on polishing bonnets or the abrasive wheels that you use in your Dremel, etc., etc., the little pipettes that you use to measure out your paint that you're going to use with your activator hardener, etc., like that. But I found all kinds of deals on there where, like, if you go to Hobby Lobby and you get like 10 of these for like $6, you might be able to get 300 of them for $6, okay? And I've done all that research for you. So go ahead and go to my Amazon Marketplace page, and if there's something you're looking for and you don't see it, ask me. I'll research it, I'll find it, and I'll put it in the Marketplace page so you don't have to go hunt for it. All right? And I don't make but a few pennies off of each sale. These things are actually sold by someone else. I'm what's called an influencer. But I've done all the research for you. And the best part about this hobby, folks, like I keep telling you almost every video, is you can do this. I've gone through and I've found the suppliers where you get your paint, where you get your modeling putty, where you get your sandpapers, where you get your polishing wheels, your pipettes, all that stuff, your airbrushes. I've done all that research for you so you don't have to go hunting, okay? And these are products that I actually use. Now, this body turned out fantastic for as bad as it was with the toning. I'll have to wipe it down with a cloth, and then I'll get in there with the Zep degreaser, and we'll get it ready for painting. Here we're going to put the bases in the lime away and water mixture. Now you'll notice that the color of this is kind of like a yellowish orange color. That's because the wires inside the lime away and water mixture start to leach out their properties into the chemical. And after I pulled out the bodies from the lime away and water, they actually started coating in brass on the insides and some of the areas of the vehicle, and I had to get that out of there. So make sure that when it starts to get dirty, go ahead and clean out your lime-away and water mixture if that's what you use, so you don't have this problem like I did. And there's today's tip from your Uncle Paulie. Make sure you're wearing your safety gear, and go ahead and get your brass brush and scrub these down. Wear your gloves and wear your eye protection especially, because you don't want to get this lime-away mixture in your eyes. We got to redo the grill on these cars. Now notice the little brass color there in the back. That was pretty wild. Here's my brand new paint booth that I built for myself. I found out that the little portable one for me wasn't strong enough, so I went ahead and I created one. It's got an inline duct fan, which is 4 times stronger. I absolutely love this thing. So let's go ahead and paint up the first car. I try and start with my lighter colors, especially if I'm doing more than one color here. And in this particular case, I'm starting out with an orange. Go ahead and spray on your tack coats and get into all your hard to reach places, underneath the fenders, underneath the body, inside the cockpit where the seat and everything goes. Just put a very, very light mist coat on there, and then let it set for about 15 minutes, and then you can come back in and put on the saturation coats. Don't put it on too thick, because it will run, and you don't want that to happen, because you don't want to have to do the paint job all over again. Let's go to the next color. Here's the green one. Now I did flush out the airbrush with a little bit of lacquer thinner just to get rid of that orange haze. I didn't want the green and the orange mixing together. Again, go ahead and put on your tack coats and get all the hard to reach places. I love using the Spectraflame paint, and I got my Spectraflame paint from the Redline shop. They've got a great selection of items there at the Redline shop, so please go check them out. Now we go from the green to the blue. Now because to get green you have to mix blue and yellow, I flushed it out, but I wasn't really too concerned with the two colors mixing, because once you start spraying the blue, because the green is kind of a complement, not a complementary color, but it's a color close enough to where you use a primary color to get your mixture of your green, it blends. So I didn't really have to flush it out too much. Now here's all your items. We've got the green body, that looks fantastic. Here's the orange body. These hot heaps, I love these things, these are great. And here's the blue one. Of course, blue is one of my favorite colors. That turned out excellent. I love how that turned out. We got the bases with brand new wheels, we got the engines polished up, and we got the interiors. Let's put it together and have our reveal. And here's what we started with. These hot heaps. Now, again, 3 separate ones, 3 separate colors, but I figure why not? Let's do them all at the same time and get them all done. The only thing you have to watch out for, like I said, is that you're not blending your orange into your blue, etc., because you'll get mud. And here's how they turned out. Look at how beautiful these cars turned out. Now these are for my friend Steve. Steve has a Facebook page called Hillbillies, Hot Wheels, and Other Diecast. He does an awful lot of selling on that channel, so if you're looking for any Hot Wheels or other types of cars, check out Hillbillies, Hot Wheels, and Others Diecast. There's a lot of great deals on that page, so please check him out. But these cars turned out fantastic, and I'm looking forward to getting them in the mail to Steve very, very soon. So if you've got anything you want to have restored or anything customized, get a hold of me in the comments and I'll get back a hold of you. Very reasonable charge, but they turn out fantastic. And who knows, you might get lucky and we'll make a video of it if it's something that I haven't done. So please check it out, and if you got something you want restored, then go ahead and contact me and we'll work it out from there. This was a fantastic build and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've also got a Patreon page where folks get on there and you get early access to my videos and upcoming projects, etc. So please check it out, my Patreon account, in the comments section. My name is Paul with Diecast Graveyard. Thank you and cheers.